How's it going, everybody? My name is AbSOULeM and welcome to my channel. And now that D Maschine has been out for over a week, the community has had a chance to look through everything, figure out all the secrets, and solve all the side Easter eggs that are lurking in the shadows. So I'm making this video in order to cover every single side Easter egg and all the ciphers, as well as give you guys some tips on how to get this done. So let's get started with the very first side Easter egg on D Maschine. So starting off with the satellite Easter egg, or you might know it as the G cipher, this one is actually very easy to do. It was discovered very early on. However, it wasn't until a few days later that the cipher aspect of this was actually solved. And I'll cover that in just a second, but let's first go over how this is actually done. So the very first step is to get Pack-a-Punch opened and then get dead wire on your gun of choice. I do recommend doing this with a sniper or anything with a good scope. However, it is possible with any weapon as long as that weapon has range. Once you have dead wire on your weapon, now you want to shoot these satellite dishes around the map until they all face the center. A blue spark is going to appear on the dish if it is in the correct position. There's 3 towers in total that you have to shoot, and keep in mind you can shoot these in any order. The first one is in spawn, it's outside the map, and it's actually right here behind you when you first spawn in. The next tower is outside the map near crash site, and it's pretty far away, so this is where I'd recommend the sniper in order to shoot this one, but if you look through the trees right here, you're going to see it off in the distance. The third and final tower can be seen outside the map on the hillside in the pond area, and if you stand in quick revive, you'll be able to see it pretty easily. Once the 3 satellite dishes have been shot and face the center towards Nacht, then a bolt of lightning is going to hit this antenna, and then it's going to drop 1500 points for any player to be able to pick up. But the Easter egg doesn't stop here, because now Valentina is going to be broadcasting a sequence of numbers on a radio. The numbers read out as 3458 34825, and she's going to say these 3 times over until eventually it cuts off. And then what you have to do is take these numbers and then decipher the G cipher intel that we get in game. Once it's translated, it reads as follows. Attention K. P confirms viability of deployment. Opportunity identified in previous communique. Selected site is approved for trial run of Operatizia in Vergia. The nature of warfare is about to transform any mission, anytime, any place. With love, your boy G. Alright, so that wraps up the satellite Easter egg or the G cipher Easter egg. So now let's move on to the very next Easter egg in D Maschine. So this next one is another cipher. It's known as the Enigma cipher or the sticky note Easter egg. So there's 6 sticky notes hidden around the map, and once you find all of them, you can use the information given to plug it into an Enigma machine and then decipher the text. So the first one is up here in the penthouse next to the radio that is used in the satellite Easter egg, and on the sticky note it says play hill track. So the second one is over here in the pond area. It's in the backside of this tank right here. If you use the sniper scope, you can read it and it'll say Heimat is key. The third sticky note can be found in the med bay in the lower floor window right here on this table, and it'll say Walsen Lodge 627. The fourth one is over here in Weapons Lab, over here on the wall. If you go prone, you'll be able to read it, and it'll say Umkerwals UKWB. The fifth sticky note is over here in Particle Acceleration on the very bottom floor outside of this chain link fence, and the sticky note is going to read as Ringstellung GRA. The final sticky note is located on the stairs going from power to spawn, and it's going to be right here on the step, and it's going to read as Grundstellung PFJ. Now, once you have all these sticky notes, they actually correlate to an Enigma machine or an Enigma cipher, and the Polish actually used this machine to create ciphers that used wheels, lights, and sets of combinations of letters that, once they were used, they would decrypt or encrypt a passage. Now, I'll spare you all the technical stuff for this, but if you are interested in knowing more and how this actually was solved, then feel free to message me, or you can watch our team solve it on stream with the link below. Alright, so once these 6 notes are decrypted, the text will read as follows. Inform the Chancellor that preparations have been made to open the third front. End Station is ready to receive the package as soon as it can be assembled and transported. We are honored to help facilitate Richtschlag's plan. V. Now, in case you guys don't know, Richtschlag is a form of government or lower parliament, and so what this sticky note is saying is basically that End Station is active and ready to be used. Moving on, let's cover the next easy one, the hidden song Easter egg. So there's 3 cassette tapes hidden around the map, and once you interact with all 3, you'll get the song Alone by Kevin Sherwood to play in your game. Also, once you play the song, it'll be permanently added to your music player in the menus. The 3 tapes are found in the following areas. Inside of the refrigerator in the living room on the bottom floor of Nacht. The second one is in Medical Bay Observation Deck, and it's up here on the shelf. And the third one is in Particle Acceleration on the lower floor, over here on top of this machine. Alright, so that covers all these ciphers. Now let's get into the visual Easter eggs. So let's go with the simple one that requires you to go to round 42 and then turn on the Dark Ether. Once you are in the Dark Ether, then turn your attention to the hills outside the map in the pond area, and then you're going to see a massive godlike monster come stomping through and then disappear over the hill. Here's a look at the monster up close, and as you can see, it's very large, and it's also most likely related to the monster that is locked up in the med bay, which I will get to later. And that is all there is to this Easter egg. It's pretty cool, but let's move on to the next visual Easter egg in D Maschine. Alright, moving on to the next visual Easter egg, this is the ray gun jump scare. What you'll have to do is get the ray gun out of the box, and then you'll have a chance at getting a jump scare. Now here's what the jump scare looks like when it is activated. Now I want to be clear, this Easter egg is by far the rarest thing in Call of Duty history. I've been spamming the box non-stop since release in order to get this, and I still haven't gotten this to activate. It requires the rarest gun from the box, and then even then, you only have a small chance of getting it. At first we thought it was the low rounds or maybe being in the dark ether. However, after further testing, this Easter egg is just extremely rare to get. So good luck on this, and if you do get it, maybe go buy a lottery ticket because you are the luckiest person alive. Alright, so that covers all the visual Easter eggs, so let's move into some more exciting ones. Let's start off with the Coffin Dance Easter egg, which most of you guys are probably familiar with. So let me start off by saying you have to get any gun of your choosing, and then head to the particle acceleration room. Once you get there, there's 5 orbs you need to shoot in order to get this Easter egg activated. The first orb is going to be behind this chair in between the 2 terminals on the upper floor, and the next one is going to be in the window barrier below the power room, and it's going to be all the way on the left. Now moving on to the third orb, it's going to be up in the ceiling over here on the backside towards weapons lab. The fourth orb is behind this machine on the lower floor underneath the armor station, and then the fifth orb is going to be in the window barrier on the very bottom floor, again all the way in the left corner. It's very hard to see, but without the window barriers it is a little bit easier. Once all 5 orbs are shot, then all players are going to be teleported to particle acceleration, where you'll see the zombies dancing and doing a coffin dance on the platform. And now once it's over, you can use the box to get some really great rewards. Plus, if you look at the smiley face on the box and wait for the color orange, you'll be able to get a legendary item. The colors on the smiley face represent which tier reward you're going to get, so if you want to get the ultimate one, wait for it to be orange and then you should be able to get the legendary item. Also, along with this, no matter which color you choose, you're going to get free Juggernog every single time, so that is really nice if you want to get a free perk. I know there's been some speculation and discussions about how the smiley face actually works, or if it does at all, but I've never had any issues with the colors. It's always given me a legendary item, whether that's a gun or ray gun or the wonder weapon. And that is everything on the Coffin Dance Easter egg, so let's move on to the next side Easter egg on D Maschine. Okay, so next I'm going to go over the free wonder weapon Easter egg for the dye weapon or the decompressive isotopic estrangement machine, in case you guys are getting technical. So to get started, you need to kill 1 green megaton heavy zombie, and after you take down the split megaton, the key card will drop on the ground where you killed the second half of the megaton. Take this key card and head to the weapons lab, where you'll need to insert this into the machine opposite of the box location. Be sure to grab the radio that pops out and now head up to the living room inside of Noct on the lower floor. Interact with the side of the wall and then start collecting zombies into the wonder weapon. Once enough zombies are collected, the game will then prompt you to shoot the gun by interacting once again, and then you'll be able to grab the free dye weapon from inside of the room. Alright, so that's everything on how to get the dye machine on D Maschine, so now let's move on to the next side Easter egg. This next side Easter egg is sponsored by the ray gun because, like the ray gun, this Easter egg is something you'll do one time and then probably never ever do it again. And I'm of course referring to the hand Easter egg that involves the monster in medbay that I was talking about earlier, and if done correctly, your weapon will be upgraded all the way to legendary. And that might sound enticing, but the time it takes to build up the scrap to upgrade your weapon to legendary is actually shorter in most cases than actually doing this Easter egg. But that being said, let's get into how you actually do this Easter egg. To get started, pack-a-punch a weapon and then head to the anomaly and trigger the Dark Ether. Once in Dark Ether, then head to the med bay window barrier on the lower floor. Now using your pack-a-punched weapon, shoot the 4 red buttons inside the window, 2 on either side of the walls, and if done correctly, the green lights will turn on, and then the door on the left will start to glow green. Once the door lights up, your progress is now saved for every time you re-enter the Dark Ether. I also want to mention that if you were starting to teleport out of the Dark Ether, do not shoot one of the red buttons, since this will glitch out your game and you won't be able to complete this Easter egg. This also encourages you to make friends, because if you try to do it in solo, it is extremely hard due to the zombie spawns, so I recommend getting a team if you want to get this Easter egg completed. Now with that stuff out of the way, the next step of this Easter egg is to shoot the red button beside the glowing green door when you're in the Dark Ether, and then a monster hand is going to pop out and start swiping at any zombies in the window barrier. Your job is to now collect 15 zombie souls using the monster hand. This is way easier said than done. Our team covered me while I did the Easter egg, however, after about round 10 this was much harder, so we would all run down as a unit to force zombie spawns, and then everyone else would leave and run away so that I only had to deal with a few zombies at a time. Eventually, our team figured out the best strategy for this is to just save about 10 zombies at the end of a round and then run down as a team. This is going to take several rounds, however, it is by far the safest way to get this Easter egg done. I also want to mention that this hand is incredibly precise and has very odd timing with the zombies. It's probably going to take you several tries to get it down, so best of luck to you and your team. Now, if you do collect 15 souls, you'll be rewarded with a free legendary upgrade to whatever gun you're holding. A spark will fly from the monster hand to your gun as a visual cue to let you know that this Easter egg is complete. And that is everything on the hand Easter egg. To me, this isn't worth it because the reward doesn't outweigh the effort you have to put in to actually get this. And like I said, you can collect the scrap way faster than you can actually do this Easter egg in most cases. But if you're just a completionist or if you're just looking for a challenge, then by all means, give it a go and best of luck to you and your team. Alright, now let's move on to a more exciting and much easier Easter egg in Die Maschine. This is the Floating Zombies Easter egg. So to get started, you need to get a gun and then go into the dark ether. There are going to be 5 floating zombies around the map. Now the order will be different each game that you play, so you'll need to run into the 5 spots until you've shot all 5. The locations are as follows. In the particle acceleration room, and you'll see it floating above the giant red spinning turbine. Next, go to the area between med bay and the control room, and then look down into the water where you'll find it submerged underneath the water. The next one is in the spawn area on the left side outside the map if you're facing knocked. It's going to be just below the jellyfish off in the distance. The 4th spawn will be just above the tail wing at the perimeter of the map in the crash site area. You'll see it floating here just above it. And the 5th and final spawn will be in the pond area outside the map. If you look up at the hillside where the round 42 monster is, you'll see it floating here beside these trees. Once you've shot all 5 floating zombies, then there's going to be a new zombie that spawns in above the pond area near where the mystery box is, and at this point you're going to have 2 options. If you run underneath it, you are going to get a jump scare, and if you actually shoot the zombie, it's going to drop a free score streak. Alright, so that is all of the side Easter eggs on Die Maschine. However, Treyarch recently patched the remaining 5 Spectral Reflections, so this is kind of like a new Easter egg that will get you a new calling card. So for the last part of this video, I wanted to cover exactly how and where these ghosts are so that you can get your calling card if you don't already have it. Alright, so I'm going to be moving rather quickly through this, but in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, here's a look at the Seeing Ghost calling card that you're rewarded once you've activated all 10 Spectral Reflections. So to be clear, there's 5 extra Spectral Reflections outside of the main Easter egg, and here is a quick guide on how to get these done. For the first 2, you need to craft the ether scope and then go through the med bay anomaly into the dark ether. Now you need to go over to the armor upgrade in the particle acceleration room, and then you'll be able to see the first Spectral Reflection. As soon as that one's done, head to the living room and knocked inside of the same dark ether, and then you'll be able to find the second one next to the free die weapon room. Next, you want to progress the main Easter egg to where you have to shoot the 4 canisters to supply power with the wonder weapons, and after you've done the 4th one, then the anomaly is going to spawn at the entrance of medbay. Once you've taken that anomaly, do not progress the Easter egg any further by doing the wrench, but instead head up to the crash site where you're going to find the 3rd anomaly underneath the decontamination unit. For the 4th and 5th one, you want to go ahead and progress the main Easter egg to the very end where you get the anomaly inside of the living room. After taking that anomaly, then don't do the Easter egg any further, but instead head out to the pond where you're going to find the 4th Spectral Reflection out here nearby the radio. While in that same dark ether, then just make your way downstairs into the control room where you're going to find the 5th Spectral Reflection over here by the wall by. After you hit this one, then you can progress with the main Easter egg and actually finish it off, and you should be able to get all 10 in one game. Alright, so with that out of the way, that covers all the side Easter eggs in Die Maschine. I hope this video helps you, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. At the moment, the community is pretty sure that all the Easter eggs have been solved on this map, but I do want to give an honorable mention to the spectral monkeys all around the map. These could be something, however, I'm guessing that they're either a reference or just atmosphere inside of the map. So I want to give a quick shout out to Captain Disastered, Fald, Queen, Bezin, and Sunk Barbecue for helping me get all the footage I needed to make this video. It was a lot of work to make this video, believe it or not, and so I am very appreciative of all your hard work and dedication to help me get this video made. But that is everything for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and to stay tuned with the latest Zombies updates, please be sure to join our community, and I look forward to the next update. My name is AbSOULeM, and I hope to see you in my next video.